increase for impact reduce promise million review to ensure that
state by increasing the level of immunization, especially among children under the age of 5. The team leader, Dr. Eziri, said about $14 million are available to the state to fight malaria scourge and increase the level of immunization, adding that the state has a 18-month implementation timeline while stressing the need for adherence.
The total provision from the state is about $14 million. $14 million at the exchange rate of 1,600 today or thereabout is about 18 to 19 billion. So under this project, there is about above 16 billion that is on the table that can be used to quickly revitalize health services in Ondo State. And the whole reason for this project is we want to scale up access to immunization services and malaria services. On the immunization component, the state, you are going to receive $20,000 per facility.
Governor Lucky Aiyedatiwa appreciated the World Bank for adding the state to the list of beneficiaries with an assurance that his administration will not divert the funds away from the original intention. The governor highlighted efforts of his administration to improve healthcare service delivery in the state, which include the health insurance scheme and employment of health workers.
We'll be having access, not just access, wider access to funds that can be judiciously utilized to execute all the projects, that is within this impact project, as it were. And I want to assure you that by the time we put all measures in place and you fully board our team into this project, I want to assure you that we will stay true. We will abide by the World Bank fiduciary guidelines, so that there won't be a case of refunding money or change of use of fund. The fund is huge. I mean, we can have that injected into our health system and we'll be able to do a lot. Because currently the state is doing a lot, but because we are not listed on your impact project, the statistics, this scores well, as it were, but I want to believe that is not the true position of our health system.
Aiyedatiwa promised effective quarterly review of the operations and the funds to meet the set targets while promoting transparency and efficiency.
The rural areas will benefit because these funds will be disbursed to the 203 wards in Ondo State, all the primary healthcare that are present in all the wards, and about $20,000, yes, per ward will be given for them to be able to improve the primary healthcare facility in that area.
The governor reassured of his dedication to make affordable healthcare available to residents of the state at all levels. In an interview, the State Commissioner for Health, Dr. Banji Ajaka, commended the team for partnering the state in tackling health challenges and assured of effective utilization of the funds. Ondo State is one of the 29 states benefiting from the World Bank intervention that will end in 2025. Wahab Bankole, Osrc News.
Meanwhile, the Ondo State Executive Council has approved the sum of 2 billion naira as additional intervention fund to enhance food security and cushion effects of economic challenges for the people of the state. The Commissioner for Information and Orientation, Wale Akinlosotu, while addressing the media after the meeting of the State Executive Council, said the state government has started distributing food commodities received from the federal government to vulnerable residents. Akinlosotu said plans have been concluded to have subsidized food sales at designated markets across the 3 senatorial districts of the state. Government House correspondent Wahab Bankole again reports that the council also took some far-reaching decisions aimed at making life better for residents of the state.
The State Executive Council meeting, presided over by Governor Lucky Aiyedatiwa, took some decisions to promote good governance in the Sunshine State.
The Ondo State ESCO.
Following the conclusion of the meeting, it was time to make public some of the actions and decisions taken by the State Executive Council. Commissioner for Information and Orientation, Mr. Wale Akinlosotu, said additional 2 billion naira intervention fund has been released to boost food production and arrest hunger. Commissioner for Agriculture and Forestry, Olayato Aribo, added that the food items have been allocated to the 18 local government areas of the state.
Council approved that there should be a Sunday market in 3 areas in each senatorial area of the state. We will start with those ones and probably extend it to other cities and local government headquarters. What we do, we have identified that we should have sell rice, beans, garri at reasonable price, subsidized price.
The special advisor to the governor on infrastructure, Ayoade Babalola, said funds have also been approved for 20-kilometer road rehabilitation in the 3 senatorial districts, noting that plans are on to extend installation of solar street lights to other parts of the state.
By the time we begin to see this thing, we will observe that it will also affect the economy of the state, because all these contractors, by the time buying cement, buying a lot of things, there will be a lot of exchange, and then a lot of things will be poured into the state economy.
The Commissioner for Local Government and Chieftaincy Affairs, Amidu Takuro, announced that the council has approved the appointment of 3 new traditional rulers.
Executive Council of Ondo State have approved the appointment of Prince Oladele Frederick Akimoye as the new Honorable ruler of Oderije in October local government of Ondo State. Also, the council also approved Prince Mufolorunsho Adegboyega Arasanyi as the new Ajana Ava of Okeagbe in Koko Northwest local government of Ondo State. The council also approved the appointment of Prince Idris Ayodele Femi as the new Gbiri of Ekpemi Akoko in Akoko Southeast area of Ondo State.
The Commissioner for Regional Integration and Diaspora Relations, Prince Boye Ologbese, said the council approved the establishment of a diaspora smart city in Akure in a bid to diversify the economy of the state and drive its tourism potentials.
We want to make our port a tourism destination port, that is Ondo DC port. Because of the natural draft of the port it makes it easier for a bigger vessel to come in, so that the Ministry of Culture and Tourism can actually partner with international crews of the world to make our port a tourism destination and arrange a coach to bring them to the city capital to exploit the tourism hub in Akure.
The Commissioner for Physical Planning and Urban Development, Mr. Gbenga Olaniyi, said council approved compulsory acquisition of lands set aside for the development of public facilities like schools and health centers across the state.
Those lands are set aside for the development of public facilities. So today, it has become mandatory that such lands must be allowed for the development for the purpose for which it is being approved, that is the public infrastructures.
Olaniyi noted that it is not an offense for anyone to divert and take over government lands and property. Wahab Bankole. Osrc News.
Joe Biden's withdrawal from the 2024 presidential race in the U.S. was primarily due to concerns about his age, a decision made in the best interest of both his Democratic Party and the country. This move has sparked diverse reactions, with many drawing conclusions and comparisons between the political landscape in the United States and that of African nations. Omorela Ogbenje sought opinions from various elites on how this decision benefits democracy.
While it has been my intention to seek re-election, I believe it's in the best interest of my party and the country.
Joe Biden pulled out of the presidential race and endorsed his vice, Kamala Harris, to replace him as the Democrats' nominee. This followed pressures from party members after his debate performance last month, which raised concerns about his age and ability to defeat former President Trump. Reactions from around the world, including Nigeria, show that the American president displayed high level of decency, not only in the interest of American government, but the global community. An Akure-born politician, Tunji Ariyomo, who attributed the action to the age-long democratic practice in America, was of the opinion that Nigerians can also improve on their political system, which he said must be for the interest of the people.
We have issues they probably didn't have while they were evolving. Like here now you have ethnicity, which is like racism, and then you have religious disharmony. So these things conspire against us, and that is why you have not seen our people forging a consensus to be able to say, Mr. President, you need to step down. So I believe strongly, without any restriction or inhibition, that at some point we will get to that stage and it will happen.
In the same vein, a political analyst, Lekon Olajobi, believes that it is a good antecedent that other countries can take a cue from to strengthen the nation's democracy.
It's a welcome development to even show some of the countries around us who are still practicing democracy to take a cue from him, that it is not always the interest or the selfish interest of whoever wants to be a leader that's most important. Sometimes when the interests coincide, the best to do honorably is for the president or anyone in the position of leadership to honorably, resign and step down.
Can this gesture be exhibited in Nigeria, even with obvious challenges capable of grounding the socio-economic activities of the nation? Dr. Tunde Fajimbola speaks.
We can take good example for this. If we have some leaders in Africa that are not really, that feel that they are not really strong enough to hold on to power or to contest, they can give room or give chance to those that they feel can deliver more strongly the dividends of democracy.
Though a 59-year-old black woman and Asian American, Kamala Harris, was endorsed by Biden to face Donald Trump in the coming election, respondents believe in her capacity and experience, but sense it would be a highly contentious race.
Experience racism firsthand, experience all sorts of things, and she has been going far. She herself is not racist. She loves white people, she loves black people, she loves Indian people, which means that if such a person have the opportunity and the privilege to become commander-in-chief of the armed forces in the USA, she's going to be fair to all.
So I foresee a situation where the gender sentiment can come forth and try to sway opinion towards the candidacy of the Democrats.
In 248 years' history of democracy in America, a female has never been elected president. This, no doubt, will shift attention to the presidential race between the Kamala Harris of Democrats and her Republican rival, a 78-year-old former president, Donald Trump. Omoriola Humbeji, Osrc News.
Now talking sports, the governor of Ondo State, Lucky Aiyedatiwa, has approved the appointment of members of the board of the Ondo State Football Agency. According to the chief president, the governor, Prince Ebenezer Adeniyo, the board members include Bamidele Ologunloluwa as the executive chairman, while Oladimeji Abimbola and Mr. Akintunde Akinshomola will serve as full-time members. Others are Mr. Tokumbo Akinyelure, part-time member representing Football Association, and Mrs. Evelyn Leby, another part-time member representing the Ministry of Sports. The governor charges the new board members to bring their wealth of knowledge and experience to bear towards improving football administration in the state. One of the full-time members, Akintunde Akinshomola, is an editor and sports journalist with Osrc. And as the Olympic Games draw near, sports personnel in the state have expressed diverse opinions about the readiness of the nation's athletes. Concerns about training facilities and the heavy reliance on foreign-trained athletes are at the forefront of the discussions. Tosin Adebowale has more.
With the Olympic Games approaching, Nigeria's preparation has sparked a range of emotion among sport enthusiasts across the nation. While many are delighted about the country's effort and prospect, there's a growing concern over the adequacy of the preparation for the Nigerian-based athletes. As the nation looks to replicate and surpass the glory of the previous Olympic outings, 87 competitors will represent Nigeria in 12 athletics events at the Paris 2024 Olympic Games, which begins on Friday. Athletics, swimming, table tennis, taekwondo, weightlifting, wrestling, badminton, boxing, canoeing, cycling, women basketball and football are among the sports offered. However, amid the optimism, there are murmurs of dissatisfaction from several people. Critics argue that the preparation has not been sufficient, particularly for athletes based in Nigeria. A sports administrator, Kayode Emmanuel, expressed unwavering confidence in the athletes, highlighting their determination as key. He also praised the government's proactive approach in ensuring that funds are readily available for athletes, enabling them to excel in Paris.
The challenges of Nigerian athletes is always preparation. Many of our preparation is always late, and at the end of the day, we blame the actors. Who are the actors? The coaches and the players.
A tennis coach, Oluwamayowa Sunday, stressed that Nigeria lacks necessary coordination as the federal government has failed to focus on grassroots sports development. He stressed the need to establish a talent identification program nationwide, as this will create a pipeline of talent for future Olympic Games.
For that type of caliber of tournament or competition, is an international competition. See, preparation has to be, we should have started maybe a year ago to prepare the athletes, even not for this tournament, for the future, because this one is really to the future.
The general manager of Ondo State Sports Council, Mr. Sunday Fagite, revealed that the athletes will be fully motivated to excel at the Olympics as they are already camping in Germany. He also highlighted the social impact of sport, stating it offers a positive outlet for youth, disciplinary measures, teamwork and resilience essential for personal and community development.
Government is trying now. Number one, they are